welcome to Spirit Stones Creative Crafts. This is Kat, and today we're going to be making a steampunk inspired heart, and this is a giveaway as a thank you to my subscribers. I can't believe where I'm at already. I haven't been doing videos very long, and you've all been really amazing, and you've left me the most amazing comments, and you've subscribed, and that means so much to me. And we're at as we speak, we're at 84 subscribers, and once we've got to 100, I will put everybody's names into a little hat or a bag, and then we'll do a little video of me pulling out the name, and that's the person that will win this. So I can't see all of my subscribers, so if you want to be seen because you want to be part of this giveaway, then please change your settings, make yourself seen, and then your name will go in with everybody else's. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really, really mean that. I love doing these videos for people. I think they're great. If you can learn something, then I'm just so happy with that. And I do these videos because I understand everybody learns differently. And I'm an NLP practitioner, and so I have an understanding of behaviour, and I do other things, but that I'm trained in that. And I just find it amazing how we learn. And I've gone and watched some videos, and I've needed to watch 4 or 5 videos, not because they're not teaching properly, but because that's not how I learn. So I feel there's a place for everybody that wants to do a tutorial. I don't feel it's the kind of case where, oh yeah, but there's hundreds of, polymer clay tutorials on that, so I'm not going to do it. I think you should do it because everybody learns differently, and you can create amazing videos, and there's going to be somebody that's going to learn something from you. And I believe we're all teachers in our own right. We've all got something to teach other people, and we've all got plenty to learn. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get on and make what it is you are going to receive. So I've cut some hearts out. This one has a nice dip in the back, so we're not going to use that one. And then I've had a look at this one, and this one's got this kind of splitting going on. There's air in that, so we're not going to use that one. And so I wanted to show you these and why we're not going to use them, just for you to know if this kind of stuff's happening. Then that's fine, but there's air in there. You can tell by how well it splits. So that will be added back into a ball. Now what we're using here, what you can use, is your scraps of clay that no matter what you do, they're going to end up brown or grey or black. And so you can see all the different colours. And it doesn't matter because it's going to be a different colour because we're going to be using micro powders anyway. So I've been working on this little one for a while. I used a cutter to cut it out. It now is no longer the same as that, because I work on them, so they're mine. It's easy to use a cutter, but then I want it to have a different feel to it than that of which has just been cut. So one thing that I know a lot of people ignore is the back of their piece. So you can create this really beautiful work of art, and then you come back to cook it and then lift it up and you look at the back and it's a mess. So I always make sure I really want to work that bit first, so then I can turn it over and forget about it and just get on, okay? So the paper again, the butcher's paper, the peach paper that I've mentioned before, I'm going to be using that. And I just wanted to show you quickly, because this is something you really want to be storing as best you can. Because if I go over with the peach paper where this line is, you see this big crease here, that's exactly what's going to happen on your clay. You're going to have the line as well, and that's just sadly the way that it is. So you want to be able to keep this as flat as possible. Okay, so I've got a piece here with no creases in, and the smaller the piece the better, really, as well, even if you've got a big piece, because you can only do one bit at a time. And so you've got a smoother side and a rougher side, and the rougher side I find has a way better effect. Doesn't mean the smooth side doesn't work, because it does. But this is one way of totally eradicating the fingerprints, and it's also a way of smoothing out little lines and blemishes and everything else. And when you do this circular kind of a motion with your fingers, you don't leave fingerprints behind normally, So that's okay, and even smoothing like this you don't, so that's absolutely fine. So now I want to turn it back over, and I've got some little impressions here. Now, I love using this stuff because we can come in here at the edge and just literally roll it around like that. Okay, so do the same on the other side. I just want to run my finger. I'm not applying too much pressure, just enough. You're gonna have to excuse me, I've still got this stinking cold. It's just hit me like a ton of bricks, and every day I think, oh, it's kind of disappearing. It comes back with a vengeance. So excuse me if I need to be drinking plenty of water or coughing and all the rest of it, but I just wanted to do this for you anyway. So okay, you can see here then with the peach paper that I've created this shape, and there's like this rim around it now. Now what you can do with this, you can go in and just gently rub around the rim, and it disappears and creates a more smooth, rounded heart, as opposed to having this line. Now I didn't roll out my clay, I just conditioned it and then just made a nice lump, flattened it a little bit, and then used the cutter and just let the cutter do the work, and then I come in afterwards, like I said, and change things around a little bit. So obviously at one point we're going to get to, we're not going to want to pick this up, so we're going to be putting it on something and it will be baked on, and we'll continue the rest of the work on then. So I'm pretty happy with this because most of it's going to be covered anyway. And so now I think we need to go on to the next stage, which is giving this little heart a story. And this is going to be a broken heart that's been mended by an amazing love affair. So I like having stories behind my pieces. So I'm going to have a broken heart and we're going to mend it. Okay. Okay, once we've conditioned our heart and got that the way that we want it to be, okay, we are going to need something to bake it on, and it's preferable that you continue to build it on here from now on. We're also going to need some kind of cogs and watch bits if you have them, okay, and we're going to need some glue, but that will be after. I wait till I bake it with the bits in, and then I kind of see what comes out. And then I glued it back in because some bits just don't ever want to come out, especially screws. So you're going to need some screws if you want to be able to put those things in. We are going to need a pair of pliers, and we're going to need some copper wire, which I'll show you what that's for. And you're going to need, if we've got our pliers, we're going to need our cutters to go with our copper wire, so we're going to need them as well. And we're going to need some micro powders to colour it when we finished, and a brush to put them on. It's the best way to do that. And what else do we need? No, I think we're pretty okay. We're going to need a knife. We're going to need a blade of some kind so we can, I'm going to cut a chunk out of my heart and find a way to put it back together. So I just need that one, will do. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom in on the heart a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to start by taking it out. I'm just going to move some of this stuff for the second till I need it, because I just want to manoeuvre this around. And I've got it on my... There we go, I've got it on my board and everything's in the way. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm going to start with taking a slice out of this heart. It's broken and it's going to get put back together, almost like what my heart was like until I met my amazing man. We've been together 11 years and we are still so much in love. Anyway, so I'm going to continue to break the heart on the way up. Okay. And I'm not really going to cut all the way down because we want this for emphasis purpose only. So I'm going to put a nice big one in there. Okay, so there we have our broken heart. And then the only slice you see on the other side is the bit that's been took right out there. Okay, so this is one of the points where you might want to come in with your paper and just make sure you've got rid of your fingerprints, okay? Now, it doesn't matter if you have any dips or anything in this heart, cracks that you normally wouldn't want there. This is a broken heart, so the more destroyed underneath in a way that it looks, the better. I mean, you could go in with, some tin foil and make a crackled effect over it. You can do what you like with your heart, it's fine. But this is what I'm doing with mine. So I think I know what I want to do first. And that is, I want to cut my wire. And I want to look at where I've got to go across. Now, I'm going to have this wire going across here, okay? Let's get that more in focus for you, in place. Right, okay, so I'm going to need a bigger pieces to come across here. Now, I don't know if I want to do crisscross yet or what. So we're just going to cut a few pieces of wire here. And I can cut them shorter if I need them. So let's say I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. So I'm going to cut 5 bits of wire. Okay, so the average length then, if you want to know the average length of a piece of this wire, we're looking at 1.25 inches on there. Okay, so 1 inch should be fine, 1.25 inches. I just go by eye anyway. And so I don't know if I want them crisscross. No, I want them going just straight across. So I'm looking at this here, and that's fine. I'm going to do my first bend, and I'm going to take my pliers, and I'm going to do a bend. Now we've got a bend about this long, because I want it to sink down into that clay. Now, the ones I've made before, if something sinks down that far into your clay, you're not going to really get it out. Okay? It's not going to fall out when you wear it, and it's not going to come out. When you put in something that only sinks that far into your clay, it's going to come out. And I know that because these were in clay, and they came out. Okay? And so that's where I would go back in with glue. But something that sinks this far in, it's not going to come out. So one thing I just want to check is that my heart is slightly deeper than my bend, and it is. Okay, so I'm looking for this to go across here. So I'm going to do my bend about there. I want it to be quite wide, almost like stitches. So I've seen some with nice crisscrosses on. I don't want to do crisscrosses, I want straight stitches. That's what I'm looking for, personally. So if you look, it's almost like a staple, and the ends are slightly bent in, and that is what you're after. If you don't want this, well, it's not going to come out, but to doubly make sure that it's not going to come out, you really want it kind of going in a little bit at this angle. Okay, so I'm looking now where I'm going to put this, and I'm just going to press that in. So just go back in with my pizza paper. Okay. And time for the next one. And I'm just going to keep adding these, bending an end, measuring across, bending it again, and then trimming off the excess, okay? And then checking that they both point inwards a little bit, making sure that stays flat there is important. I don't have any wire straighteners, really need to get a pair. Okay, so I'm going to put that one across there. I'm just going to go with my needle and do it so I don't be getting fingerprints and nail prints in it. It's a really big, thick, heavy-duty needle that comes with a really cool kit. Okay, so I'm liking how this is looking at the minute. Okay, just a little bit concerned about this bit that I've done here. Not once it's cooked, but just for the second. I just need to put that where it belongs. Okay, that's better. Right, good. You play with polymer clay enough, you do learn to understand it in a different way. Okay, so I'll make my first bend again. Just a couple more of these. I want this to be smaller. So, bend there. Yeah, that's cool. I'm just making sure they go in at that angle again, okay, so that they stay in. Okay, take that one down in there. Da-da-da. Okay. And then I think I'm going to have one more going across the top. Smaller one again. And it is almost like someone's just come along and put staples. And that's, I wanted it to look more like staples than stitches. Because stitches to me are like a cotton. We're using metal. So it does not want to sit flat. There we go, in. Okay, so we've done that bit. Excellent. And like I said, these are cogs before that I've put on a different one, and I pulled them out. They've got to be glued in. But so for me, what I want is a steampunk inspired. So it's not going to be steampunk in the respect that every cog has a use. I like working with cogs because of working in a watchmaker's. That's why I like them. And I like the colours of steampunk. So I like that there. And then I like the idea of that connecting to another one. And maybe this heart needed these cogs to make it function. And a few more, and some of these are just so pretty. And I want a mixture of silver and gold. That's what I want. Okay. Oh, come on, stay in. They are magnetic, these are. So, sometimes they cause me a bit of a problem. Now, which side has the best pin, actually? Yep, okay. Try that again. There we go, that's better. Now, I have a tiny hole there. That's better. That's that one in. Can you see that? Okay. Looking good. You wait till this has the powders on it. It just looks absolutely amazing. So, let's see if we've got any really cool, interesting little bits in here that I can give you. I'm really excited to be making this for you, to be honest. Now, I also like putting things like this in and then having something else inside of that as well. So, a cog that will fit in the middle. I purposely didn't have them all out ready because I wanted, I guess, to make you a part of the building of it. And I have found the bit that I want. There it is. And I'm going to see if I can get this bit to fit inside this bit first, which works just fine. So I'm going to put that one down here. Okay, and this is why these bits will be glued in, really. There we go. I like the look of this. So I want something funky, and I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to put some screws in, as I love these tiny little screws. Look, they're so tiny. These are the smallest ones in here. And Then look at that. Like, seriously, magnetic pliers are amazing until you need them to not be magnetic. But they're the tiniest ones I've got, I think, for tiny things. So like I said, I like the copper, the gold and the silver together. So it all goes, and those are the kind of colour micro powders we use as well. Sometimes these tiny little screws are a pain in the butt, but it's okay. And then we get a fingerprint, and the best thing, just come and eradicate it straight away before you do anything else. Now, it doesn't matter if, like I said, there's scratches. I'm going to be putting some extra little scratches in it anyway, because it's a broken heart. So the more we make with either nails or pliers, then that's a good thing. Even dropping screws on it will make a little bit of an indent, and that's fine. It's fingerprints that we don't really want to see in it, and so we'll do that after. Now somewhere here's my big needle, there it is. I do have tiny screwdrivers that fit these screws. How on earth do I have a magnetic screw or needle? Okay, I think it looks really good with the screws in it. So I'm probably going to add my scratches and details in to match where the screws are, and that will all join up together. Sorry, my hand got in the way getting the screws. I'm going to put one right in there. Yeah, I'm liking this. So when I pull your name from the hat or the bag or whatever we use, you need to message me with your address or a safe address. I understand people giving out details over the internet, I completely get that, but maybe you'll know somebody who's kind of cool with you using their address or something. I'm not putting an age limit on it because I don't think there's an age limit on craft. So you know, you can wear this piece, but just if you are under 16, just to have your parents' permission or something, as in they can come and talk to me on Facebook or something. So, but I am really pleased. So there's this one and my other one that I've got to work on. So this one to give away and one for my friend. There we go. I'm going to colour that in now, and you'll see how amazingly well that transpires into... Transpires? What do we use that word for? Anyway, I like a bit of another colour, like maybe a bit of blue in there. So I've got my micro powders. I'm going to come in with like this bit of goldy colour and start adding some detail in there. Okay, I'm just going to zoom out just a little bit so you can see what else is going on the board. And we'll zoom back in a minute. Okay, so just adding some colour detail. Don't forget the edge of your piece. And this is the thing I'm going to be putting it in the oven on, so I don't have to move it at all. So we'll do another piece after this, and maybe we'll just cut that one out as well. I really like this blue, and see what I mean, it's steampunk inspired. It's not steampunk in the respect that all the cogs have a purpose, but I like that. And then I like this colour. This is doesn't quite go on the colour it looks in the pot, which I'm quite pleased about, really. It's more like a reddy colour. And so baking manufacturer's instructions are always different, and this is what I've learned. If I can get my oven to the right temperature, this is a little oven now, it was in my son's caravan and he let me have it. So if I'm using that one, then I can manage to get it for around about temperature of 110, 115. And I leave my bits in there sometimes for up to an hour. And then the other day I had this drastic bad thing going on where I burnt everything I'd spent the day making, which was just so annoying. And I realised I was reading the temperature wrong, and I thought it was on too low and it would be fine, and it wasn't. So those things literally burnt in 15 minutes, but I do find you can leave it in there for up to an hour and it becomes nice, flexible and virtually indestructible. So I've now added the colours that I'm happy with. I'm not sure how well you can see those colours there. I can move that around, catch the light on it. There we go. So what I want now though is just a little bit more detail of a broken, definitely want more broken, battered detail over here, because it really is a battered, broken heart that's been mended, that somebody wanted to take the time and mend. So there you go. That is my steampunk inspired heart for you. What you're going to need to do now is cook it, and I probably will leave it in there for about 20 minutes before I check it, and then I should just keep going on until the hour's up really. We're just checking it in between. So I'm now going to, that one's going to stay on there, pack these little bits up a minute and put this away, and we'll make another one. And maybe make another one using something slightly different. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. Okay, and move out the tools that we don't just need just yet. I'm just going to just condition a little bit of clay here. Oh, wrong way. Okay, and we'll make another one because we'll just do it slightly different. We won't do any break in this one, I don't think. And I just want to see other things that I have. Nope, dropping plenty of things. Nope, okay. Okay guys, so once this is baked, this is yours. And the only thing I have to do now is put the screw in the top, the hook, and put a not a leather. I nearly said leather. I'm a vegan. We don't do leather. I have nice cotton cord that I will put on that. So I just want to again say thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for coming and watching and enjoying my videos, and I'm just going to continue providing whatever tutorials I can. Won't always be polymer clay, it'll be resin, it'll be lots of other things. That's what we'll be doing. So thank you very much. Bye, see you next time.